Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing okay. And today, I'm going to be bringing you your match preview for the Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur game that does take place this Friday evening with an 8 o'clock kickoff live from Goodison Park. But before we get into the video, make sure if you're new here to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. On the content side, things you can expect to see all kinds of Tottenham Hotspur content, whether it be match previews, match reviews, player ratings, predicted lineups, Tottenham updates, transfer updates, unbiased Premier League shows, top 5 lists, ranking videos, debriefs and day after shows after every single Tottenham Hotspur game, the whole shebang. So make sure to smash that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your match preview for the Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur game. This game does take place tomorrow evening live in the Premier League, as I say, with a Friday night game. Tottenham Hotspur are taking up the Friday night shift to take on Everton live at Goodison Park with an 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. As I say, it's going to be one hell of an entertaining game if you ask me. And you know what, right? Considering our form hasn't been the greatest recently, I'm really looking forward to this game. Everton away, going to a really nice stadium, as I say, you know. And whenever we play Everton, it's a real entertaining game. We've lost them twice this season, and I don't think we can afford to lose to them again. Obviously, we lost to them on the first game of the season, on the first day, I'd say, with a 1-0 loss at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And then they went and beat us by 5-4, actually, and knocked us out of the FA Cup at Goodison Park. So we need revenge. We really do need to get revenge. I say we need to take vengeance, and I do believe we will get revenge. I do believe we will get vengeance, and I do believe we will get payback against Everton this Friday. As I say, you know, it's not going to be an easy game by any means, considering a lot of our players in our team is built upon confidence, and there's none of that heading into this game. There's no confidence whatsoever coming off a gutting 3-1 loss to Manchester United, as I say, being knocked out of the Europa League and losing a North London derby a couple of weeks back, as I say. So I don't think there's that much confidence in this team. Obviously, the 2-2 draw in Newcastle as well. And look, it's going to be a very tough game. It always is when you're taking on Everton. But I do believe we can exploit them. I do believe we can beat them, and I do believe we can put the ball into the back of the net. But it depends the way we set up. It all depends, you know, the tactically way that Jose Mourinho decides to set out his players and his tactics in this game. Because in my opinion, you sit back against Everton, they're going to score. They're going to put the ball into the back of the net. We've seen it many times. They did it earlier in the season. They scored 1 goal. Then they sat back. They turned around the whole game, as I say. They changed around the whole game. And they went on to pick up all 3 points. Yet this time around, we're heading into this game very on and off with our tactics. You know, you never know what way Tottenham Hotspur are going to line up, whether we play an attacking football, defensive football, expressive football. You never know what type of football we're going to play. When you almost know what you're getting with Everton, you almost know that you can dictate a game with them. And I've seen it many times with many teams this season. You know, they are very good at adapting to the way the opposition team plays. And I think that's definitely one of Carlo Ancelotti's massive things that he can hold on to. You know, massive ups, I'd say, to this Everton side. Because I've seen it in many games, you know. If the opposition team is constantly pressing, they'll sit back and try and take a draw, or maybe get a smash and grab and try and take 1 or 2 goals. You know, if the opposition team is sitting back and not attacking them, they'll probably go for it. So you never really know the way Everton are going to set up, and you never really know the way right now that Tottenham Hotspur are going to set up. So I think that's what makes this game so interesting. And I really do think it has the potential to be an absolute cracker. Do I think it's going to be a 5-4 like last time out? No, because I don't believe we will set up to play expressive and attacking football. But do I believe there will be goals? Yes, and I do believe, as I say, it's a game we can win. Because as weird as it sounds, I'm more happy that we're playing Everton away than us playing them at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Because I'll be 100% honest about it. You know, their form at Goodison Park this season has been woeful. It hasn't been good at all. They've won, what, like 3 out of 15 games or something at Goodison Park so far, or something like that. As I say, it's something ridiculous, and they just don't win many games. They struggle to pick up all 3 points at home, and look, they tend to win a lot more games away from home. So I'm more than happy that it's actually at Goodison Park, and I do believe these players are going to Goodison Park to try and pick up all 3 points and get revenge. But do I believe we'll get that? Maybe. You know, I do predict we will win this one, but do I predict we'll win it by a fine margin? Yes, I predict we'll win it by a fine margin. So my score prediction for this game, I'd say, you know, Being Everton can adapt to any style of play. You know what? I'm going to go for a 2-1 Spurs. I do believe we'll concede. You can never trust this defence. But I do believe we will overpower them up top. And it's really, really hard to be positive about Tottenham Hotspur now. And, you know, top four. We need to discuss top four right now, right? Top four. A lot of Spurs fans saying we're out of it. A lot of Spurs fans saying we're still in it. I believe top four was available until, look, I was on and off. I thought top four may be gone, but it's that type of season where we can stay in it. Now we're getting further and further away from top four. Ever since that loss to Manchester United, teams aren't going to slip up that much. You know, teams slipped up on that weekend where we played Newcastle. And I was like, yes, you know, we have the easiest fixture out of all the top teams. We have one of the easiest fixtures in the Premier League. And a fixture that we can pick up all 3 points. And we didn't pick up all 3 points. And look, that did come to cost us because the likes of Chelsea aren't going to slip up all season. They went on to beat Crystal Palace by 4-1. Liverpool went on to beat Aston Villa, I'd say, by 2-1 and beat Arsenal. You know, the sides who are in competition for that 4th place keep on winning games. You look at the likes of West Ham, Liverpool, Chelsea. They just keep on winning. They keep on picking up points. And you look at us and we're failing to do that. We're failing to pick up points when it comes to the big games. And it really is gutting because it's a season where whatever team I believe, unless it's West Ham, gets that 4th place in the top 4 or 3rd place, Leicester, you know, I wouldn't count them out of dropping out of top 4. But whatever team gets into that 4th place doesn't deserve it. Let's be frank about it. It's that type of season. They don't deserve it with the amount of points they're on. But we have been absolutely woeful. You compare where we are right now, the points we're on, to last season where we would be with these amount of points. It's been a disgraceful season. It really has been a disgraceful season. And all we have to hold on to right now is the Carabao Cup final and top 4. And I don't think the Carabao Cup final is enough. And that's why top 4 is so important. As I say, I don't believe whoever gets 4th deserves it. But I don't think we're anywhere near getting 4th right now. I really don't think. Look, I'm going to come out and say I don't think we'll get top 4. Because for us to get top 4, we need to win pretty much all of our remaining fixtures. We cannot afford to lose any of our remaining fixtures. And you look at some of those fixtures, like some Everton, that's a very tough game. Leicester, away, as I say, a very, very tough game at the King Power Stadium. And, you know, you look at the opposition team, the opposition teams that are in contention for that 4th place. You look at their fixtures. Liverpool, they don't have many tough fixtures left. All they've really got is Manchester United, you know. Manchester United's honestly about it. They haven't got many tough fixtures. You look at Chelsea. Chelsea haven't got that many tough fixtures. West Ham, as I say, yes, they've got some tough fixtures, but they're on flying form. Then you look at our fixtures, as I say, we have got winnable fixtures, but we're the type of team that will slip up on these winnable fixtures, like we did against Newcastle, like we did against Brighton. And it's these points that we didn't grab against these mid-table teams that is going to come to cost us top 4, in my opinion. You know, games where we underestimate teams, and we cannot afford to do that against Everton because we underestimated Brighton. We lost to them. You know, we underestimated Dynamo Zagreb. We got absolutely thrashed by them. We underestimated Arsenal. We lost by 2-1 to them. We underestimated Newcastle massively. Tried to sit back after scoring and thought, yeah, it's going to be all fine. We underestimated them because we got a 2-2 draw. We cannot afford to underestimate a Carlo Ancelotti side, especially this Everton side, which is so unpredictable. As I say, you never know the way they're going to set up. You never know what Everton you're going to get. You know, one week they'll come out, because I watched their game against Brighton, they look really, really sloppy, they look slow, they just didn't look like a team that wanted to get European football. But then I see them play 1 or 2 weeks ago and they're absolutely flying. They're, you know, heading balls into the back of the net constantly. Calvert-Lewin's doing his stuff, he's fantastic. With Richarlison with some clean finishes, as I say, and they're winning games, they're picking up big points. And it's like, you never know what you're going to get with this Everton side. But all I know is that we must win this game. It's a must-win game. Absolutely massive game. And if top 4 isn't already over, if we don't win this game, top 4 is without a doubt over. If we don't win this game, top 4 is without a doubt over. But let's get straight into the predicted lineup, as I say. So, predicted lineup, we'll start things off in goal. I have chosen Hugo Lloris. I believe Hugo Lloris has to go in goal. As I say, you know, no Joe Hart, we don't need him. And Lloris has been very on and off this season, but I'm hoping he can put in his shift. There's no two ways about it. Lloris will start in this game unless he's injured. So, Lloris in goal. As I say, that takes us on to our centre-back partnership. Now, this is when things start getting complicated in the predicted lineup. Because if you look at our starting 11 and you see, right, there's many players that have cemented themselves. You look at the striker position, you already know Harry Kane's going there. The left-back position, you already know Reguilon's going there. You look at the defensive midfielder, you already know Højbjerg's there. When it comes to our two centre-halves, when it comes to our centre-back partnership, you never know the way we're going to line up. But look, I'll say what I want. I want to see Toby and Rodon. That's what I would choose. If I was the manager, I would pick Toby and Rodon. Do I think that's what Jose will choose? No way. I really don't think Jose will choose Toby and Rodon. I believe he'll go with either Dyer and Rodon or Sanchez and Dyer. As bad as it sounds, I think he may go for Dyer and Sanchez. So in the predicted lineup, I think he'll go for Dyer and Sanchez. And the only reason, as sad as it is, the only reason I believe Toby isn't going to start in this game is because of Jose's stubbornness, that he doesn't want to basically kind of admit and come out and say Toby was in that training session. You know, the whole comments for that training session, lying about Toby. Was he in the training session when there's photos? All of that stuff. That's the only reason Toby's not playing. And I almost feel really, really bad for Toby because as far as we know, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done absolutely anything. And as I say, you know, it really is gutting because he's our best defender, yet Jose's stubbornness, as I say, is what's going to come to cost him his job eventually, and what's cost Toby Alderweireld his place. Toby hasn't cost himself his own place by putting in bad performances. The only reason he's not in that centre-back position is basically because of Jose Mourinho being stubborn and wanting to stick to what he thinks will work and stick to his word in that press conference, as I say, a couple of weeks back. And it really is frustrating. It really is frustrating. So in the predicted lineup, we'll go with Dyer and Sanchez. I don't want it to happen. I think it should be Toby and Rodon. But as I said, this is not my lineup. This is the predicted lineup. And that's what I think we'll see. So as I say, Dyer and Sanchez, as bad as it sounds. I'd prefer Rodon to go in instead of Dyer, honestly, because I don't mind Sanchez as much, but I can't stand Dyer. I think he's awful. But as I say, that's centre-back partnership. That takes us on to the left-back position. I really want to see Reguilon. Do I think we'll see Reguilon? I really hope so. I really hope we do see Reguilon in this game. Now, Davies is definitely up there for a shout because Reguilon hasn't been the greatest over the past few games. But you have to look at it as Reguilon's by a country mile our best left-back. He's by a country mile our best left-back. So talented. Pressing high well. He presses so well, as to say. He's so direct in that wing-back position. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's fantastic. And he does have to start. He does have to start in the predicted lineup. Now, do I think Jose will pick him? Yeah, I do think he will pick him. I think he may. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Davies as much as I wouldn't want to see him. But I do think he will pick Reguilon. I do think he will pick Reguilon. If Reguilon doesn't perform in this game, then probably Davies for the rest of the season, if we're being frank about it. But as I say, you know, Reguilon in that left-back position. And then in the right-back position, as I say, there's a few options in the right-back position. Now, you've got a few. You've got Matt Doherty, who, in my opinion, has been awful all season. Then you've got Serge Aurier, who's been giving away a lot of pointless fouls as of late. As I say, been giving away a lot of pointless free kicks, hasn't done enough. And then you've got Tanganga, who's a young player, but has come to cost us a lot of goals over the past few weeks. You know, awful in some of our latest games. So, you know, it does come down to it. Who would you go with? Who do you choose? And I think you go with Tanganga. I said it after that Aston Villa game when we picked that lineup. There's no point picking that lineup if you're not going to let these players gel. And for me, Tanganga, he's a young player. He's not a right back, though. It really does frustrate me. He's a centre-back. He's not a right back. But as I say, this is a predicted lineup, not my lineup. But so I do believe Tanganga. I do believe Jose will pick Tanganga because I think Serge Aurier's been making way too many mistakes. I believe Matt Doherty's been awful all season. And I believe Tanganga's a little too young, but you know, and although he has been making a few mistakes, he's a majority consistent. He's consistent a lot of the time, and it does go to show as well. You know, you get people talking about bringing in a new goalkeeper in the summer, bringing in a new centre half, bringing in a new creative midfielder. I think people are starting to forget we need a right back. Are we going to be sitting there next season with Serge Aurier, Matt Doherty, and Japhet Tanganga? Because I really don't want that to happen. I think the only reason Serge Aurier is in the squad is because of the lack of investment from the board. He was a third choice. He was our third choice right back a few years back, right? Kyle Walker was our first choice. Kyle Walker gets sold. Trippier comes in as our first team right back. They don't buy a new right back to replace Kyle Walker. Kieran Trippier gets sold to Atletico. He's obviously come out and made comments about the dressing room and the toxicity, as I say, you know. He gets sold off to Atletico Madrid, Kieran Trippier, and You know, ever since he got sold off to Atletico Madrid, the board still didn't replace him. So they didn't replace Walker. They didn't replace Trippier. So we're stuck. We're stuck with Sergio Aurier. And who do they bring in? Matt Doherty. Who honestly believes Matt Doherty, 15 million for Matt Doherty from Wolves, is going to get Tottenham Hotspur winning titles and trophies? Because I know I don't. I know I don't. But I thought he was a really good player at Wolves. But then he's come to Tottenham and he's kind of proved he's not at this level. He's not at the top level. So, as say, predicted lineup, Tanganga in that right back position for me. And that takes us on to the midfield three. As I say, I am going to go for 4-3-3 because we've tried 4-2-3-1. As I say, it hasn't worked as of late. In my opinion, it hasn't worked properly as much as you want it to. And I do believe 4-3-3 is our best formation. I do believe it is our best formation. And as I say, you know, that's my back four. Take us into our midfield three. I don't think we should go with a back five, although, you know, I wouldn't rule it out for Jose to throw in a curveball, especially in these tough times for him when his job's constantly under pressure. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a back five, but I say 4-3-3 for this predicted lineup. That's my back four in midfield. Højbjerg and Ndombele in the double pivot. I do believe we will see that. I do believe they'll be in midfield, as I say. And then you've got another player. You've got a few players. Now, the first one that comes to mind for the other midfielder is Giovanni Lo Celso. Do I want to see Giovanni Lo Celso? No, I don't want to see Giovanni Lo Celso. I really, really don't want to see Giovanni Lo Celso. Do I want to see Lucas Moura? Yes, badly I want to see Lucas Moura. But do I think he will actually play Lucas Moura behind Harry Kane in that kind of, you know, attacking midfielder role, more central role, and then you can have Ndombele and Højbjerg in the double pivot and Moura in front? I honestly don't. As frustrating as it is, I don't think Jose will stick to it. I think he may put Moura on the right. But for this predicted lineup, look, there's only really one man. I would have to go with Lucas Moura. So I'd say Ndombele, Højbjerg, Moura, and then up top as our front three. Kane and Son are obvious for me. Kane and Son are obvious. You have to go with Kane and Son, in my opinion. Now, you can see a number of things here. You can definitely see a number of things. So, Kane and Son, obviously. Kane in that striking position, in that kind of centre-forward / striker role. Son on the left, as I say. Who goes on the right? Bale, no way for me. I feel he's using us as a stepping stone. I feel he's been awful over the past few weeks. He's been wimping out of challenges because he's too afraid of getting injured for Wales. It's clear to me he's used us as a stepping stone to get his fitness back. So, I don't want to see Bale on the right? And I don't think we will see Bale because we haven't seen him ever since he made those comments over the international break starting the game. So I don't think we'll see Bale. Then you get Bergwijn. For me, hasn't done enough, still hasn't scored as good as it is. He tracks back well defensively, but I don't think he's done enough. And then you bring someone into the debate. In that right wing position, Vinicius, right? Vinicius in the right wing position. Hear me out. I think it would work. I think Vinicius has been fantastic as of late. He's been really, really good. And the way you can work things is you can constantly change around. And this is how we can exploit Everton's defence. We can change Vinicius and Moura around, you know, every couple of minutes. So you'll have Vinicius on the right and then Vinicius kind of takes Moura's place behind Kane and everything, and it confuses the defence. That's the way we can break through Everton, in my opinion. So Vinicius in that right wing position. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the predicted lineup. As I say, the predicted lineup. I will be doing the predicted lineup in most previews that I do now. As I say, I have missed missed it out a few times as of late in the previews. But you know, there you go. And I definitely think the predicted lineup is a fun thing to do because it's not my lineup, it's what I think will happen. As I say, that is the lineup that I do think Jose will put out. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts out a 5 at the back, but that is what I expect. That is what I expect. And one more thing I want to touch on before I end. A lot of people saying Kane moving in the summer, and I will do another transfer video on this, as I say, if you want me to, but Kane moving in the summer could happen, could not happen. Here's what I'll say, right? People need to stop speculating about it, because as sad as it is, what I think will happen with Harry Kane is I think, look, he deserves to go in the summer. He doesn't deserve to be at Tottenham Hotspur. He doesn't deserve to go through the pain, this unnecessary pain that this club is causing him from not investing. He doesn't deserve that. I have a feeling him, Levy and the board are going to fall out because I feel he'll want to move away eventually and the board will not let him. They'll keep on hiring the price tag and everything, and I'm not sure any team can afford him. So you're kind of in a position where Kane is stuck at Tottenham Hotspur and he has two choices. Do I become the greatest ever player at Tottenham Hotspur or do I move away? And you look at a player such as Harry Kane. As bad as it sounds from a Spurs fan, I do believe he should move away. I think it's the best thing for his career. And you know what? If he moves away, I'm not going to boo him. I'm going to cheer for him. And I'm going to say, you know, this is the best thing you've done, Harry. You've moved on with your career. You've went and done something else. Congratulations. And I did just want to touch on this in the preview, I'd say, because it is the talk of the town when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur right now. Harry Kane, moving or not moving. Do I believe he'll move? No, not for another few years. I don't think so. But if he was to move in the prime of his career, then this summer is the time. And it's so gutting that the summer where he's in the prime of his career is one where there's a pandemic going on and many teams can't afford him, as to say. So, you know, when you look at the likes of Harry Kane, class player, I do believe he will stay at Tottenham Hotspur. And he doesn't deserve what's going on at this club. He really doesn't deserve what's going on at this club. Jose's job on the line as well. A lot of speculation, a lot of people talking about that. Jose's job could be on the line in this Everton game. Do I believe he'll get sacked after? No. No matter what happens. If Everton beat us 7-0, I don't think Jose will get the sack until the end of the season, until top 4 is quite literally done and dusted. But the amount of pressure he's put himself under with those post-match comments about, you know, Son and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all of that, he's just piling more pressure onto him. And I think Jose, he's either going to do one or two things. He's going to absolutely lose the fans, the dressing room and everything, make more controversial comments, or turn it around. If he's going to turn it around, then now is the time, Jose. Now's the time. You need to get us European football. We need Champions League football. As gutting as it is, I don't think we can, but who's to say we can't? Who's to say there's, 7 or 8 games left? Jose excels when his back's up against the wall. As much as I don't back this manager anymore, he can still take us to the Champions League, in my opinion. You imagine that, Tottenham in Champions League football, but we really need to start winning. We need to start winning. And if we're going to start winning, if we're going to still somehow magically make this miracle push for top 4, now is the time to begin it. But nevertheless, this has been the match preview, guys. Very long match preview. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button. As I say, please hit that like button if you can, as it does help the channel out in the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe, as I say, you know, the more subscriptions I get to this channel, the more content I will have coming out, the more Tottenham Hotspur content you can see, whether it be top 5 lists. And also, comment down below. Comment down below what type of content you want to see. Do you want to see, you know, apart from previews and all of that and unbiased Premier League shows, do you want to see maybe me create a podcast or something? Do you want to see, you know, more top 5 lists, you know, stuff like top 3 away days and that type of stuff that Bobby does? What type of content do you want to see on the channel? So please let me know in the comment section down below. As I say, subscribe if you haven't already, tap that notification bell so you will be notified and let know every time this channel does upload. As I say, whether it be me or Bobby bringing out a video. But thank you for watching, as I say, and as always, come on, you lily whites.